And I think you look at where the Canucks are with their top 9 this year. I think I'm excited. I think they're going to score a lot. I think we're going to see an exciting brand of hockey played by the Canucks this year, and let's go. Like, that's where I'm at. Oh, Tyler, you're muted.
Yeah, I had beeping going on behind me, so I'm still concerned about the defense. Yeah, I agree with the forwards. Should be very exciting. A lot of depth, a lot of options for Travis Green there. Way less dead weight than what we were seeing the last couple of years. With all due respect to the guys that are gone, Louis Eriksson, Antoine Roussel, and Jay Beagle. But defensively, like the Oliver Ekman Larson's got to work out for the Canucks, or man, that's going to be a constant distraction. Surrounding the team throughout the season, and again, just because of contract. But in the preseason, it looks like he's rejuvenated with a change of scenery, and same for Louis Eriksson as well. Maybe that's going to turn out to be a trade that works out for both sides. Just they needed a change, different system, different coach. So yeah, I mean, last year the Canucks were so brutal defensively, and so as long as they can get the puck out of their own end and get the puck up to those forwards, then things should be fine. I think we're good in goal with Patrick Demko and Jarl Halak. Uh, um, I mean, predicting that the Canucks are going to have a better year than last year. I mean, could it have gotten any worse last year? So we have to remember too, like it should go up. The question is, will it be enough to reach the postseason?
Yeah, the way I look at it is I think they're going to score. I think they've got the bodies on the back end that can move the puck up to them, whether it's Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Quinn Hughes. Don't sleep on Brad Hunt. Whether Jack Rathbone makes the team is going to be interesting as well. But between Brad Hunt and Jack Rathbone, I think that bottom pair is going to have some puck moving ability. It's just, are they going to be able to withstand be able to get the puck out of their zone and not get hemmed in
Yeah.
as much as they did last year and even in the previous years? If the way I look at it is if the Canucks can have average defense at the very least, I think they can outscore almost anyone in the Pacific Division. With that, because you can run the Lotto line, or you can run uh, the three-headed monster of Pettersson, Horvat, Miller down the middle, and you're starting to see a little bit of some depth on the wings too. I think there's still one spot in the top 9 that I think is up for grabs, but the other 8 spots are pretty much solidified. I think in turn, and there's going to be exciting players who have the ability to score on all 3 of those top lines in the top 9.
Mm-hmm.
So if they going back to the defense, if they can be average, then I think they're going to be able to outscore it. And I think people are going to be very surprised with how high up in the division that they'll be.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some predictions out there with the Canucks finishing as high as second place in the division. I mean, I don't see that. I think they'll be fighting tooth and nail for one of the wild card spots to get in. But that of the California teams, if you're sort of sizing up the competition, I mean, I think LA could be probably pretty strong. Don't see much happening from San Jose or Anaheim. There are a lot of people out there, and I myself included initially when it comes to Seattle, we're thinking, well, they're not going to be like Vegas. Don't expect much from them the first year. But, in the preseason, again, how much does preseason really mean? Well, it doesn't look like they're going to be total pushovers, so let's keep an eye on Seattle. Vegas, while still the favorite, wouldn't surprise me if they stepped back a little bit. And then with the Oilers, I mean, really, it's the same there as it is in Toronto. I mean, the top end is so strong, but as far as taking a step into the playoffs and doing something once they're there, I mean that's all. I'll believe it when I see it type of situation. So, I not expecting much out of the Calgary Flames this year. So there's enough teams in there with some question marks where the Canucks have a path into the playoffs here, but you got to get off to a good start. That's what really sunk them last year, was that poor start.
Yeah, that first start really put them behind the 8 ball. And if they can, they're starting on the road for 6 games, and if they
Yeah,
can,
how did
if they
that
can,
happen? By the way, like they had a fairly lengthy road trip to start last year. I know last year was an odd situation, but any ideas as to why the Canucks are starting like their home opener is not till the 26th, I think.
Money. It's to because they don't know. BC's always been a little bit more cautious with the allowing attendance, and right now the Canucks are the only team that are going to have full attendance in the NHL, at least at this point.
As it stands now, yeah. Okay, so we're going on a tangent here, but yeah, seeing as the proof of vaccination requirements in BC for certain things, including attending sporting events, there's the requirement for being fully vaccinated by, I believe, October 24th. So I suspect, and my fingers are crossed, that the Canucks will have that approval in place for the first home game on October 26th. Because apparently they're selling tickets as if they're going to have full capacity. So
yeah, I was about to mention that. Yeah, they are selling tickets as they're planning for full attendance. They're hoping for full attendance, and I hope they get it because I think it's.
I think they will. I mean, even at the political level, I don't think you want to be the premier that says, "Yeah, we're the only Canadian NHL franchise that's not allowing full attendance." So we'll more to come on that. It's one of those things where they don't want to give the approval until they actually are up to the point of having to make the decision. So just hang in there for now, I guess.
Yeah, if they can get some sort of if they can split that those 6 games go 500, I think that's really good. Anything better than that is bonus. And then and then they also have to make hay at home. They got to find. That's the other thing is you got to be able to feed off the fans, and I think that was again something that was missing. We both know was something that was missing last year. Oh, yeah. I really think that if they can find a way to have a good start, they're going to be in a really good spot and I think that's just where I'm at. I'm excited for this season. Last year, I was a little bit more there was a little bit of excitement from coming off of the bubble, but I really didn't know what to expect with such a weird season. Mm-hmm. And then this year, you've got the changes that they've made and the depth that they have. I think I know you said that you've seen them as high as second and you're not quite sure there. I could see it. I honestly could. Just because of I think this division's wide open. I don't think Vegas is as good as they have been. They don't have Marc-Andre Fleury. And their center depth I still think is unproven. Mm-hmm. They traded away Cody Glass. They've brought in Nolan Patrick, but we don't know where he's at in his game. I just think that the division's wide open and it's for the taking of whoever can get off to a good start.